checking my presentation first. Herkese merhaba. Esteemed guests, ladies and gentlemen, it's a great pleasure for me to be with you at Takeoff Istanbul, the biggest startup event of the region. Let me first thank to our rector of Istanbul Technical University, Professor Koyuncu, and his team for their excellent hospitality of this event. And in its 250 years old history, Istanbul Technical University has always shaped the history of engineering and innovation in our country. For our international guests, welcome to Turkey, welcome to Istanbul. Istanbul is one of the cities that have been the center of trade throughout the history. It continues to hold a special place in the world, and startups, entrepreneurship, they will play a vital role in this. That's why I would like to start my presentation with recent success stories of Turkish startups. Okay. Since 2020, 6 unicorns have emerged from Turkey. Sure, this success caught the attention of media. One of the most impressive titles was written by the Financial Times. It was How Turkey Became the Star of European Tech. First success came from a mobile gaming company. In June 2020, Zynga acquired Peak Games with a valuation of $1.8 billion. This success was followed by new achievements of KACIR, Trendyol, Hepsi Burada, Dream Games, and Insider. Even 2 of them, KACIR and Trendyol, have become decacorns. And more importantly, 4 of those 6 unicorns have women founders. These startups and their success show the true power of Turkish startups. We know that dozens of Turkish startups have the potential to become unicorns. By the way, we call them Turkorns. We recognize and analyze their special needs. We will soon launch a new program, Turkorn 100. This program will provide our Turkorn candidates tailor-made and comprehensive supports. It will boost their efforts to scale their business and move to international stage. Of course, success of Turkish technology ecosystem did not come overnight. It is the result of long-term planning and forward thinking. In September 2019, we published the Industry and Technology Strategy of Turkey for 2023. It's the 100th anniversary of our republic. In this document, our vision for our country is to turn it into a leading developer and producer of high-tech products. One of the 5 pillars of this strategy is entrepreneurship. The emergence of 10 Turkorns from Turkey by 2023 was one of our major goals for Turkish technology ecosystem. Let me also remind everyone that Turkey had not produced any unicorns when we first set out this goal. However, what we have all seen so far and current momentum of Turkish startups shows us this target will be a modest one for 2023. Now, in order to develop the speed up of startup ecosystem in the country, a new startup-focused roadmap has been prepared by our ministry, the National Startup Strategy. It's shared by the public today. It has been prepared with the contribution and participation of all relevant ecosystem actors. With this strategy, our goal for 2030 is to be in the list of 10 most developed startup ecosystems in the world and to have at least 100,000 startups in Turkey. We also aim to make Istanbul to be one of the 20 startup hubs in the world. It is not a secret that behind all this storm of the global startup economy lays the 4th industrial revolution that has changed how we work, buy, produce, entertain, and think. It creates new opportunities for mankind, but also causes the balance of power among nations to shift. And government authorities across the world are turning their attention to this revolution. Particularly, some developed countries prepare roadmaps and strategies so that their countries can get maximum benefit from disruptive technologies such as AI and 5G. They view the fourth industrial revolution as a chance to regain their competitiveness. At the same time, these nations seek to prevent developing countries from using innovative technologies to take over their production capabilities. We don't think that fourth industrial revolution as a threat to our manufacturing capabilities. Rather, it is the perfect storm for our country to be global high-tech manufacturing powerhouse. That's why Turkey's response to fourth industrial revolution is National Technology Initiative. It is not a cheap imitation of the roadmaps of other countries. It is a unique vision which takes Turkey's own advantages, opportunities, as well as threats into account. It is an umbrella term for strategies and projects that will support our global competitiveness, ensure our economic and technological self-sufficiency, provide great leap in critical technologies, increase social welfare, boost high value-added production in the country, and contribute sustainable economic development. How we are going to achieve this target is a question that may come. As a country with limited natural resources, our biggest strength is our young, tech-savvy, and dynamic population. In today's world, young people are the developers of innovative and disruptive technologies, like here in this room. They are also the founders and leaders of many innovative companies. The median age of Turkey is 32, so our population is 10 to 15 years younger than most of the developed countries around. This dynamic population is a leverage for a growth momentum, and this has been reflected in statistics. In the last 20 years, the developed countries of Europe have grown by 1% annually. Even the developing countries of Europe have grown 2 to 3%. On the other hand, thanks to this young and dynamic population in our country, we have achieved an annual growth of over 5%. Ladies and gentlemen, main pillars of Turkey's technology ecosystem are technoparks and R&D centers. They receive extensive incentives from our government, and their numbers are growing day by day. There are more than 90 technoparks in Turkey now, and more than 8,000 companies continue their activities with a focus on R&D and innovation. They completed more than 47,000 R&D projects, and the number of ongoing R&D projects is more than 12,000. And there are more than 1,500 R&D and design centers in private sector supported by our ministry. By 2001, ratio of R&D spending to our GDP was only 0.5%, and the number of R&D people was less than 30,000. Establishment of technoparks and R&D centers, extensive incentives clearly boosted R&D spending in the country. The share of R&D spending within GDP has been doubled. Of course, we are aware that this level is still not sufficient for us to hit our targets for the future. Some of our competitor countries spend more than 3% of their GDP and to R&D activities, and we have to work tirelessly to increase this level. Another thing I would like to mention here is the composition of R&D spending in Turkey. The share of private sector in R&D spending has been steadily increasing over 20 years. It is the primary source of the spending now. It reflects that our vision for R&D-based production and development has also been shared by the private sector. What is the secret sauce to this success? We think that paradigm shifts in technologies provide tremendous opportunities for countries lagging behind technology. Turkey has achieved this in drones. It has become one of the earliest developers and deployers of this technology. Most developed nations, on the other hand, have focused their attention to developing conventional aircrafts. They prefer to spare tens of years, spend hundreds of billions of dollars. Which one is a better approach is clear, I think, after we have seen in various battlefields. We are now focusing on paradigm shifts in the civilian domains too. As you may know, Turkey is one of the most important global production bases in automobile industry. The sector has a capacity to produce 2 million cars and has an export of $30 billion in a year. But a growing wave of technology-driven megatrends is redefining mobility. As we all know, thanks to the decrease in battery costs, electric cars are coming very fast now. Autonomous cars are coming thanks to the development in sensor technologies, LiDAR technologies, and communication technologies. Also, connected cars are coming very fast, and shared mobility is growing very fast. And we aspire to become a more powerful actor in the age of new mobility. That's why we have decided to produce our own national domestic car, TOG, as an electric car. A car project whose intellectual and industrial property rights belong to Turkey. TOG is not only a domestic car project, we are building the next generation mobility ecosystem rather than just a vehicle. We work very hard for the project, and thankfully, everything goes according to our plans. The rollout ceremony will be on this Saturday, and after some extensive tests, Turkey's domestic car will hit the road in the first half of 2023. Another window of opportunity exists in healthcare technologies. The Human Genome Map project was launched in the 90s. This project lasted close to 10 years. It cost approximately $3 billion US. But now, it's possible to map the human genome in a much shorter time and in a much cheaper fashion. Human genome mapping paved the way for personalized medical applications. In this chart, you see the steady rise of scientific publications containing the term personalized medicine. We expect that the rise of personalized medicine provides tremendous opportunities for startups who will create new technologies in this field. And we aim to host and support some of them in our country. For a very long time, space race was a struggle between two nation states, the United States and the Soviet Union. However, space industry is rapidly changing. Decline in launching costs transformed this industry. There is an increasing interest in developing and deploying space technologies across the globe. Turkey's activities in space concentrated around satellite technologies. Our space-based resources and capabilities now allow us to develop, test, and manufacture the satellites. However, our bold goals and ideals go far beyond our achievements so far. To maintain presence in the space and its peaceful use for the benefit of whole humanity. That's why our president announced the National Space Program as an outline of Turkey's 10-year strategies, objectives, and projects. We have 10 goals to achieve by 2030. Most complex and demanding one of our targets is the moon mission. We aim to reach the moon with an indigenously manufactured hybrid rocket. This will make Turkey one of the few nations ever landed on moon. Another one of our exciting goals is to send an astronaut, a Turkish citizen, to International Space Station with a scientific experiment mission next year. Realizing every goal of the program will enable the emergence and growth of a Turkish new space startups. The fourth industrial revolution added to the importance of strong communication infrastructures. The increased data transmission speed and capacity, large number of devices becoming connectable, and shorter lag times will enable 5G to trigger new developments in various sectors. Meanwhile, the communication infrastructure requires a critical level of security. That's why TÜBİTAK, the Turkish Scientific and Technological Research Council, supports 20 companies in the country to develop national 5G infrastructure. Our startups, SMEs, and big technology companies, they are all working together for this project. They successfully tested the resulting products, and as we switch to 5G, we are going to deploy them. Turkey is now among a handful of nations capable of developing local goods and services in terms of the 5G infrastructure and applications. I am more than happy to say that not only Turkish companies benefit from Turkey's potential in R&D and innovation. Many multinationals conduct R&D activities in our country. They take advantage of our generous incentive package and our strong human capital and being close to large markets. Some of those global companies are also doing advanced frontier research in Turkey. Successful digital transformation of Turkish industry is one of our strategic goals. We build model factories that bring together industrialists and employees through trainings. We teach them lean production and digital transformation. We have 8 of those centers in Anatolia. By the end of next year, we will open 7 more. We also benefit from international knowledge and experience. Center for the Fourth Industrial Revolution, which we have established recently with the World Economic Forum, also contributes significantly to digital transformation of our manufacturing industry. We have talked a lot about technological capabilities of Turkey, but Turkey is also an important industrial country. In Europe, we are #1 in production of steel, white goods, and solar panels. If we are talking about startups, we also need to talk about their financing. It is often not possible for a startup to grow with traditional banking instruments and credits. Healthy channels for startup financing are venture capital and angel investment. Before 2021, approximately $100 million of venture investment was made annually in Turkey. However, it has reached about $1.6 billion in 2021, which is more than the sum of the previous 10 years' investment. Our ministry and affiliated institutions are today the leading providers of seed financing in the country. We initiated alternative funds and fund-of-fund channels in recent years. Our ministry's Technology and Innovation Fund, TÜBİTAK's Tech Invest TR Fund, IT Valley's Venture Capital Investment Fund, and Istanbul Development Agency's Regional Venture Capital Program together created more than $200 million of venture funding for startups in the country. The most significant supporter of seed stage Turkish startups is the government. With big program implemented by TÜBİTAK, we offer capital support of $25,000 to entrepreneurs so that they could commercialize their business ideas. We see that the number of venture capitals and angel networks operating in our country is increasing day by day. This happens thanks to the success of Turkish startups and the funding mechanisms established by our ministry. International investors show great interest in Turkish startups too. Venture capitals across Europe and in the Middle East know and see the true potential of Turkish startups. The most fundamental element in Turkey's R&D and innovation capacity is the country's rapidly growing human resource. We are taking new steps to strengthen our R&D human resources. While 20 years ago, the number of R&D personnel in our country was only almost 30,000. Today, it's over 200,000. We see the impact of the investment in human resources in the number of many different figures. An example can be patent applications. There has been a 20-fold increase in the number of patent applications in the last 20 years. What do we do to increase our human capital more? We set up more than 100 maker labs, DENEYABs, in all cities of the country to train future engineers, entrepreneurs, and technology leaders. We provide them hands-on training programs in areas such as robotics and coding, electronic programming, IoT, software technologies, cybersecurity, design thinking, and artificial intelligence. They are able to develop various projects during this educational process. And we organize TechnoFest, the world's largest aerospace and technology festival, to make young people around the world reveal their capabilities and skills. TechnoFest welcomes participants in many areas, ranging from drones to rocket races, underwater robots to autonomous cars, environmental technologies to health. We see that the interest for Technofest has been growing exponentially over the years. This led to Technofest to move to the international arena. This year, we successfully organized Technofest not only in Turkey, but also in our brother country, Azerbaijan. More than 600,000 students from more than 100 countries attended competitions in this year's Technofest. International Fellowships for Outstanding and Young Researchers of TÜBİTAK invites researchers from the best universities, best institutes, and R&D centers in the world to continue their research in Turkey. So far, we supported 190 researchers to conduct research in our country and create research teams here. We hope that many valuable and bright scientists and researchers will continue to come to Turkey. Increasing the number of software developers is another priority of us. Our objective is to reach 500,000 software developers in a very short time. Therefore, we are taking new initiatives. We have established 2 software development academies which embrace the new generation software education model of École 42. We provide free education in those schools to anyone who wants to be a software developer without any pre-education or diploma requirement. Performance and success of Turkish gaming industry is very obvious. 2 of our unicorns are from the gaming industry, and more than 570 Turkish startups work in this field. With the collaboration of our Ministry and Digital Transformation Office, T3 Entrepreneurship Center, Gearvak and Google, we initiated Game and Application Academy. In the previous panel, you were able to listen to the details of this program. We offer here young people a free of charge and comprehensive training program. And this program includes not only technical training in app and game development, but also soft skills trainings. All these efforts will strengthen Turkey's human capital. Sure, one of our main goals in these projects is equality of opportunity. We believe opportunity to develop new technologies should be provided to everyone. Together with our shareholders, we will achieve this dream. We will democratize the technology development not only in Turkey, but all over the world. Technology development should not be at hands of a few companies or countries. It is the fundamental human right of today's world. As I conclude my presentation, I again say welcome to Turkey for our international visitors. Have a nice time here in this beautiful city in Istanbul, and thank you very much. Görüşmek üzere.
Thank you very much, Deputy Minister. Ladies and gentlemen, Mehmet Fatih KACIR, Turkey's Deputy Minister of Industry and Technology. We'd like to thank him for his remarks.